Hi everyone, in today's video we're going to take a look and review the new model that was released by Adobe Firefly Image 3. This is supposed to be a more coherent, it's supposed to generate more photorealistic images, faces should be more stable, and it should handle text rendering much better. Lately, all of the models that are released are handling text rendering because it's an issue. It's something that can be very useful for graphic designers when it comes to generating graphics. So let's not waste any more time and let's see if the third model really is that good. So we'll start by going to the Firefly Adobe website. Link is in the description, and there you can scroll down and see several services that Adobe offer, but we're going to try the new model for the text to image. So we simply click the text to image and immediately it will take us to a page where we can see some of the community's generations, and already you can give in your prompt. What I like doing is simply click one of the images, and once I click the image it will take me inside the interface of the text to image, and we will start from scratch and we will give it some tests to see how things are doing with this new model version 3. You can see it's in a preview mode, meaning that it is sort of a beta. One of the things that they claim is that the photorealism of this is much clearer. One of the things that I really like about Firefly is the interface. You've got a lot of control and a lot of flexibility when it comes to deciding what you want the model to generate. On the bottom side, you will see that you will have some things that relate to the photographic concepts like the camera angle, the lighting, and the color and tone and things like that. So let's say that we want beautiful woman walking down the streets of London, and let's say that we want, first of all, let's fix all my typos. And let's say that I want the camera angle to be a wide angle and I want the lighting to be some kind of a golden hour. As for the size of the image, let's change it from widescreen to a portrait photo. And let's click the try prompt and see how good this model generates the images. Okay, so it took a few seconds and now we have the images. Let's see, you can literally see that it is indeed a wide shot. And it is kind of a golden hour. The golden hour is just before the sun sets. And you can see that the image looks very much photorealistic. There's no doubt about it. I think that the faces are a bit twisted here and there. But all in all, it seems to nail the prompt. And it does look kind of a Londonish street. So I really like the result. Let's see how version model 2 handles it. So we will basically take the exact same prompt and settings, and I will just change it to image 2 and click the try prompt, and we'll see what happens. So this is the version 3 and this is the version 2. In a few seconds we'll see how it goes. The second model is done, and if you look at the results you can see that indeed it is a woman walking on a London street in the golden hour, but there is no doubt that the results here are much more photorealistic. It looks like an actual image, like an actual picture someone took. And here, if you look at the faces of the woman, they are very twisted. The faces look very off. And I think that all in all, the job it did here is much, much better and much more usable. Let's give it another test. Now let's clear all the tags from both models and let's try to generate a more comprehensive, a more detailed, and let's try to create a more detailed prompt. This time we'll ask Gemini to generate a detailed prompt of an image of a scene from a romantic movie. And let's see what we get. Okay, so we got it broken down into sets. Let's ask it to make it one paragraph and concise. Let's see if we can manage to make it a bit more suitable for a text to image prompt, and it looks very nice. We will just go over it really quickly here. A cool city night under a canopy of warm fairy lights strung across a rooftop. A South Asian woman in a red dress clutches a first date photo, her eyes wide with a mix and blah 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 blah. Okay, so let's just paste it down. This time let's make it a widescreen because it's going to be cinematic, and we'll paste down the prompt. Let's go down and see if we have here under the effect something that resembles cinematic. If not, we can simply add the word cinematic here, and you can see here that we have the tag called cinematic, which I really like. This is one of the things, as I said before, that I really like in the interface of Adobe, that you don't really have to remember things. You simply have here a click and set settings. You can change a lot of things here, like the visual intensity and the strengths, which matches things like CFG if you refer to Comfy UI or Stability AI. You can also upload references. Later on, we'll see how that works. And let's take the exact same prompt and put it on the second version model. And also here we'll go under the all and find the cinematic tag. And let's run them both. These are the results of the second version of the model. You can see that the result, the scenery is very nice indeed. It's a nighttime, and you can see the Asian woman in a red dress, and it is a very romantic scene. And let's see the version 3 model. So I think it does look a bit more photorealistic, but in that case it looks less cinematic. So I would give this point to the second model, but the faces, Adobe Fire-Fly really struggles when it comes to faces, as it seems. Like many other models, by the way, faces from a distance is one of the hardest things to do because it's a lot of details that needs to be squished into a very small area. So most text-to-image models are really struggling with it. But there are ways to fix them. In one of my future videos, I will show you how to fix faces using Comfy UI. Once again, though, here, if you look at the faces, they are much less twisted. Here, it actually looks quite decent when it comes to the faces. All in all, the images on both cases are not that great, I would say. And this time, let's try and see what happens if we want to generate a more cartoonish thing. So let's say a cute little puppy playing with a cute cat, playing with a mouse, eating cheese. Let's see how it will handle it. And this time, instead of cinematic, we're going to ask it to be an artistic prompt. And once again, let's click generate here, and we will do the exact same on the version 2. Remove the cinematic, and we will choose the art and let it run. All right, so this is the generations for the version 2. It looks much like a drawing. I really like it, I gotta say. I really like it. Missed the mouse, I think. There's no mouse there. There's only puppy and a cat. Here there's some sort of a mouse cheese thingy. Not sure what it is. And let's see the Model 3. You can see that it generated it less cartoonish and more like digital art style. But it did manage to generate a mouth here, kind of a mouth. And here I'm not sure what creature this is. It's not a mouth, that's for sure. But let's see what happens if we add the word cartoon. Cute cartoon little puppy. And let's run it once again. Model 2 generated something very similar to what it did before. And this time also here, it seems like the new model tries to generate more realistic generations. I guess eventually it depends on what kind of result you are looking for. So now let's see how things are handling text. So let's see if we do something like that. The words hello and welcome written on fabric on bed covering made of wool. Okay, so this is one. I'm actually going to clear the art. So we'll run it once again without the artistic tag. Actually, it did a very nice job, besides the fact that it missed the word. This is the version 2. I really like this generation, although it kind of made everything from wool, but I like the looks of it. But let's run it again without the tag of art. And in the meantime, let's see what the third model, the version 3, generated. It actually rendered the text quite well. You can see the words hello and welcome in 3 out of the 4 generations. It is a wool. And also here, I'm not sure it's a bed, but it did a very good job when it comes to the text rendering, comparing to the version 2 model, where it managed to do the word welcome, but all other things are kind of lost. Let's try another text and let's see balloons spelling the word happy birthday. Let's see how it goes. And I'm missing an L here. So this is one on the version 2 and this is on the version 3. One more time, let's see how it did. Actually, the second model, the V2, did a very nice job. I really like this generation, this image. It can easily be something on a greeting card. So out of these, I like this one the best. Let's see the model number 3. Well, model number 3 is much more conservative, I would say. It's less artistic in its styling. And all in all, the text, considering the fact that we're testing the text rendering, it's very nice. And once again, I think eventually it depends on your flavor and what it is that you're trying to achieve as the end result. Let's check what happens if we're using a style as a reference. So one of the things that we have here in the Adobe interface is the ability to browse gallery, and they give us predefined styles. So if, for example, I want the same concept of the balloon spelling the word happy birthday, but this time I want it to be, I don't know, let's make it with watercolor or something. So we'll make it in this style. You simply click on the style and click generate again. This of course works also on the second model, but let's just concentrate on the V3 for now. And let's see what kind of generations we're getting. You can see that it did a very good job in generating the styling. I really like it. So it seems that the third model will give you a bit more control because it doesn't become too creative. And I would say that it can be a tool more used by graphic designers. I really like the results and the fact that you can literally write text. Now let's do a test and try to write something long. Let's say the words, this is the story. This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. And let's written on an antique book. This is going to be a hard one, but let's remove the styling of the watercolor and let's let it just choose whatever it wants. Maybe, you know what, maybe we'll do it as a photograph, and let's click generate and see what we get. This is a long text, so I wonder if it will manage to render the entire text correctly. I am not sure. Okay, so it really tried, but I would say this is a very bad generation. It seems like the engine is capable of dealing with small and short texts. Another great feature, though, that Adobe introduced recently is the structure reference, which allows you to take a concept and the generated images will keep the same structure of image. Meaning, let's just click the browse gallery and let's choose, for example, this one. So we have this structure of 3 spheres, one under the other. And here we will write alien planets in the galaxy. And let's see what happens when we provide it with a structural reference. I accidentally didn't choose the image, so we'll have to click it once again and see that indeed we have the structure reference. I accidentally cleared it before. I think it will be a good idea to choose a more appropriate aspect ratio. So we'll take the portrait, which suits the structure of this image, and let's click generate and see what we get. So you can see that indeed it tried to keep the structure of the image. We have 3 spheres starting from the smaller one to the bigger one, and it's a very powerful tool, and I really like what they've done here. So I would say that the version 3 model is indeed an improvement of the second one. The text rendering seems to be more able, and when it comes to photorealistic images, it generates images with more quality and actual photorealism that is a bit missing and lacking in the second model. I really hope you liked this short review, and I will see you again in the next video. In the meantime, you can like and subscribe. Bye bye.